So when I started making glass beads about 20 years ago here in Shreveport, I was looking, as an artist, I was looking for some inspiration, and one of the most powerful moments of surprise about nature in my life was when I, as a teenager, went on a church trip to the Bahamas, and it was the first time I'd really been in a clear, beautiful blue ocean. So it was just a very exciting time, and to be there on the ocean, and just the visual of the waves and the sand really just struck me as one of the most beautiful things I'd seen in nature. And it was good to be part of it. So once I started working with glass and had all these beautiful colors to work with, and I was just learning how to make round beads, and at some point when I became more proficient with the methods that I was using as a glass bead maker, I wanted to draw on some inspiration, in particularly from nature, on what to create. Maybe I could create something that looks like a flower. Then I remembered that moment when I was a teenager and saw the ocean for this first time. So I said, that's what I would really like to capture with glass, is capturing that moment of the different colors of the ocean, combining it with the sand. And that's how my Beach Heart Amulet came about. The process of making a glass bead is, the raw material is pre-formed glass rods. So I buy the glass rods. They're perfectly straight. They're about 1/4 an inch in diameter and about 12 inches long in the beginning. I have to have a very high heat torch that gets to be about a flame of about 12 to 1400 degrees. So the glass rod is then heated and then melted onto a steel rod that's been coated, so that when I melt the glass onto the steel rod, it won't permanently stick to that rod. Once I get the glass formed, it may look like a blob at the beginning, but I have techniques and tools, other tools that I can, twist the glass that's on the rod or put another color. I can also get a tiny stringer of glass and make dots and melt them slightly so that you can get a good texture. And then once I've completed the bead, I have a kiln that's heated up to the correct temperature, and then simply just place it in the kiln. So then at the end of my session of making glass beads, I will close the door of the kiln. It's all very well insulated, so it maintains the heat. I'll put a temperature controller on the kiln where it slowly ramps down at a very slow rate to room temperature. And that usually takes 5 or 6 hours. A lot of times I'll just let it slowly ramp down overnight or for the rest of the afternoon. And then at that point I can go in. It's kind of fun. One of the most exciting parts is when I do let it ramp overnight, I'll wake up in the morning, I'm like, oh, I want to go see what's in the kiln. I want to open up the kiln. So most of the time it's nice surprises, and sometimes if one didn't turn out so well, I put that one aside. But anyway, that's a fun aspect, is opening up that kiln at the end of the day or at the next morning. Then there's the process of, letting them soak in water and removing them from that rod and cleaning out the hole so that it can be clean and ready to wear onto and just put onto a cord or a necklace.